Peace to the peace family, peace to you and yours, peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Monday. Yes, you are now rocking with your mesh. This is your brother Red Pill. We are in the building. You already know what it is. Shout out to the family. All right. Let's go ahead and let's do this roll call. Queen City, Charlotte. Love and light to the family in Queen City, Charlotte. Houston in the building. What's really good? Chicago in the building. Peace to the family in Chicago. All right. Harlem in the building. 704 in the building. Detroit in the building. Philly in the building. North Carolina in the building. Maryland in the building. Arizona in the building. Cali in the building. Louisiana in the building. Australia in the building. Los Angeles in the building. Queens in the building. T-Dot is in the building. South Jersey's in the building. Yeah, the jungle is in the building. You already know. Las Vegas is in the building. Virginia's in the building. All right. North Carolina's in the building. Upstate New York, Alabama, Illinois, Chambanga, Illinois 217. Salute. .502 Louisville, Kentucky, St. Simons, 703. Seattle in the building, Jackson, Mississippi in the building. Yeah, West Phoenix in the building, 305 in the building. Oh, y'all asking about this sweater? This show tonight is sponsored by A.A. Rashid, all right? Tonight's show and all of its extravagance is sponsored by the Kamala God. Yeah, we done got the stimulus package. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, talk black to me. Look, we done got the stimulus package. Like, yeah, talk black to me. Yeah. Alistair, Alistair Whoopi. Go to A.A. Rashid, brother A.A. Rashid on Instagram. I'm gonna put the website up here. I put his handle up here before the night is over. You already know. And it's also sponsored by the Copper Vibrations. Make sure y'all go to the site, right? Make sure y'all go to the website, kingscounty.bigcartel, and go and get some jewelry, all right? So tonight's show is sponsored by Kings County and our brother A.A. Rashid. Yeah, major drip. Yeah, that shirt is super hard. Talk black to me. Yeah. That backdrop is dripping too. Yeah, this Thursday on KTL University. This Thursday, Professor Griff, Red Pill, and Supernova Slum, Fear of a Black Planet 2020. We're going to be doing a 4-hour lecture for the family. And if you already, you know what's going on in the news, you know all of the information that we got to deliver. So you know that you're going to be in for a super duper treat. All you got to do is click on the link right there in the description and go get your ticket. Be in the building. All of my KTLians, all of my students who have been to all of the classes that I've been doing for the past few months, make sure y'all in the building on Thursday. This one is going to be monumental. And then after this, we have the Blueprint 322.2. That's A.A. Rashid, Black Dot, Red Pill, Blue Pill. We're going to be doing that as well. And then after that, we have another surprise. And that one we're going to keep under wraps until we get to that. So I'm glad that everybody's in the building tonight. I'm glad that everybody is, it's a late show. So whoever's in the building, I'm glad that you with me on the midnight, on on the midnight shift. You know what I'm talking about? We on the midnight train right now. That's the way that I like it, you know, come through creeping on the witching hour and drop some information. You know what I mean? What a way to wind the day down, but with a Melanin Monday to take you into the astral realm. You know what I'm talking about? Whole bunch of things been going on since we last caught up with each other. You know, it's a lot of energy out there. You know, there's a lot of energy out there, right? A lot of people are emoting. A lot of people are feeling riled up. There's a lot of built up anger, right? The tension is real thick in the air. You know what I'm talking about? I was in the circumference of some hillbillies over the weekend, and I could feel the tension in the air. It was fizzling on their ZZ top beards and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? You could just feel the tension. It was thick. So, you know, there's been a incident. There was an incident that took place in the hip hop world. I woke up this morning. I went on Twitter and I saw that there was an article that said that a young rapper was slain, right? And the minute that I saw the name, it jumped out at me because, you know, this particular crew in Brooklyn, I know one of the members and whatnot. So when I saw that there was one of these rappers that got shot in Brooklyn, and prior to seeing that, I was having a conversation with one of my comrades about the summer that we were projecting that was going to take place in Brooklyn because the gangs were beginning, you know, there's a gang war taking place, and I was beginning to see the rumblings of it beginning to pick up again. I was seeing Chef G and 22G go at it on Twitter or whatever the social media is over the weekend, and I just caught a little bit of wind of it. I wasn't really paying it that much attention, but I remember ever since Pop Smoke met his untimely demise, the war that was going on in the Brooklyn streets between youthful young black men, right? Young, very young black men, young, youthful factions. And these youthful factions are now on a grand stage because prior to that, it was a local jokel thing, just a little bit of rap beef and whatnot. But because of Mason Bethel, this whole shit is now spread, and it's in the prisons, it's in different hoods, and it's statewide. Somebody would probably be like, yo, you see what I be saying about these red pill dudes? The pills, they be reaching, you know what I mean? They come up with anything. This nigga said Mason Bethel, right? Now we know he must be smoking some of that good stuff. And I would say, wait a minute, let me finish my point. Because, you know, there you go, jumping to conclusions. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, let me cook, my brother. I'm in the kitchen. Now, there's an artist who goes by the name of Fabio Foreign, who came out with a song called Big Drip. Big Drip, right, is the song that basically lit that fire between the two rival gangs that were going back and forth, killing each other in Brooklyn since like 2013, 14. That's the woes, that's the woos and the chos, or the woos and the chews, or the woos and the chos. That's the Crips and the Bloods versus the GD. Now somebody be like, what does that have to do with anything? I would say, well, this is what's going on in hip hop. And our children are listening to hip hop, so they're affected by it. They're influenced by it. Not only are the children influenced by it, people in the streets are somewhat influenced by things like this, and it has ripple effects. So let me just break down what's going on. So ever since Pop Smoke died, that beef that these rappers had died down. But Mason Bethel was responsible for signing Fabio Foreign, who did the song Big Drip. Big Drip blows up. As a result of Big Drip blowing up, the beef between these two rival gangs blow up because now it's on a nationwide scale. Then Pop Smoke at the same time, he's blowing up. He's not really focusing on the beef, but he has beef with these brothers as well. So he got beef with the Chos, and he's a woo. You know what I mean? And Fabio and them, they the woos and whatnot. So now Pop Smoke is killed, and the kid Nick Blicky, who just got killed on Mother's Day. He got killed on Mother's Day, shot with a shotgun 7 times, right? He put a song out dissing Pop Smoke because, you know, in drill music, whenever your op gets killed, it's mandatory that you diss them in the song by saying that you smoking on them in a blunt. Like if I say I'm smoking on Zimmerman, that means that he's an op and he got bodied, and now we smoking on him. You know what I'm talking about? We smoking on a Zimmerman pack. You know what I mean? So when this man allegedly, this is what the streets are saying. Allegedly when he disrespected the dead, which is Pop Smoke, the retaliation was swift, and this young man lost his life. Now, what this is setting the stage for, and why I'm bringing it up, is because I'm going to be dealing with this. I'm going to be speaking about this. I'm going to highlight this because this was highlighted in the previous show with A.A. Rashid and Ra Akul. We call aesthetic nihilism. You know what I'm talking about? The fact that we have multi-million-dollar record labels, right? We have Mason Bethel, who is a fucking preacher, but he finds time to sign a drill rapper. He signed him to a bullshit ass deal, a bullshit contract, but nonetheless, he finds it in his spare time to go and sign a drill rapper who's beefing with other black young men, right? And then they put billions or millions, they put millions of dollars behind these artists. So now this quote unquote beef, this a local beef between two broke niggas, is now being funded by a bank, because that's what the record labels are. They're a bank. And these banks have an interest in this culture. And the interest that these banks obviously have in this culture is the exploitation of this culture by any means necessary, by way of jerking the artist and by pushing poison or viruses in our culture or in our neighborhood, right? That's just the first thing. Because now these young black men who, instead of using millions of dollars to mediate a fucking beef, because money, right? Anybody who was in any kind of beef in the streets, you know that money can make a beef go away, right? You know that you could basically, because when the police shoot black men down, they use a bag as a fucking band-aid. Case in point, there's always a settlement behind these police killings. They'll be dead red-handed guilty, and they got a fucking check for you if they kill your loved one. That's a band-aid. They're like, look, you niggas could be mad all you want, but I know, you know what I'm talking about? You're gonna look real good in that drop top. Mad. So take this check, this publishing clearinghouse, and you know, y'all go gamble that off. And then people tend to not be that mad afterwards. So it's the same thing in any type of situation, even in these gang beefs. If the record labels are so invested in the talent of a Pop Smoke or a Fabio Foreign in the middle of a gang beef, and the songs that they're signing them to are songs that are promoting the gang beef, talking about you know, you GDKs, you know, that's some, you know, that's real shit. So if you sign these people to multi-million-dollar deals and you don't negotiate a peace treaty, or if you don't try to alleviate some kind of peace treaty, then you're only going to perpetuate the beef. So Mason Bethel, right, who hops back and forth and rap from a fucking pulpit where he decided to go to utilize another level of pimping or pimpery, because hip hop is a form of pimpery. You pimping, you know what I mean? You're pimping through words. You're pimping through stories that are not necessarily your own or real or 100% real. You're embellishing the truth, right? That shit that the rappers do, and that shit that a pimp does, right? So, and you're selling some shit, and you know that you're selling, you know that you're doing somebody dirty for the benefit of you. So if you out here pushing poison and you out here pushing some fucking low level garbage and some super low frequency degenerate shit, and if you're talking about popping pills and you've never popped one, you don't even know what it feels like. You don't know what smoking or drinking feels like, Curtis Jackson. You don't know what sipping lean feels like. Whatever future, whatever your government name is, the shit is mad, unique. Yeah, so you're actually perpetuating, you're pimping somebody else's story, because 9 times out of 10, the rappers are telling the story about a person who is usually unseen, the hidden one, right? There's always a moon in the story. There's always a hidden hand. There's always a Fredo Santana in the cut somewhere. These rappers or these artists are always pulling and drawing inspiration from a dead homie, a nigga that's locked up, a nigga who don't like to be on camera. You know what I'm talking about? The homie that's in the wheelchair now. Older brother, yo, that's my cousin. What would Machine do? Bloodshed. There's a whole bunch of people. This the dead homie. O Block, right? These are all, so then you have 50 Cent, who's a clone of the real 50 Cent, right? You have 50 Cent, who is a clone of the real 50 Cent. The real 50 Cent never met the 50 Cent. He cloned him. He's telling his story. He's not him, right? And everybody knows that. He's like, yo, I'm cloning a real life person. Okay? Killer Ben. There's artists who clone Killer Ben. They're like, this is not me. Eric B and Rakim, they were around rapping Supreme in them. They were saying that this is not necessarily, and I'm not, because Rakim wasn't out here perpetrating like he was some gangster or anything, but anything that he was saying it was gangster, it was already understood because he had the credibility based off his surroundings. But then, like I said, you have people who outright clone people. They copied them. Rick Ross from Miami cloned Freeway Ricky Ross in front of everybody, right? Nobody said nothing. He took that man to court to try to get his name back. Homie was a correction officer. He was a fucking CO. You know what I'm talking about? He was a turtle. And he cloned him. He said he knew Noriega, and he didn't. He probably was on suicide watch when Noriega was locked up. He knew Noriega based off of his job, nigga, not because of his connections. Based off of his occupation, did he meet Noriega? So he wasn't being 100% truthful. Officer Ricky Curtis, Officer Ricky. You got Curtis Jackson. He's telling you to drink and smoke. He said he doesn't even do that. This nigga's a thespian. He's a fucking, this nigga's like Shakespearean and shit. Do you hear him talk? He's not a goon. He's not a gorilla. He's not a gangster. He's not in the streets. I don't think he ever was. This nigga's a businessman and a master troll. And, you know, we're going to talk about 50 because we're going to talk about Tekashi, a.k.a. Wreck-It Ralph, okay? A.k.a. Wreck-It Ralph, the troll who broke the internet, okay? If coronavirus was a person, okay? We're going to talk about the quote-unquote, the king of the attention economy. And that is very important because people in modern day society, they're not giving the quote unquote, they're not given the rightful credit to the times that we live in. We live in the attention economy. I don't know what day it actually crossed over. I don't know when it stopped being another economy, but the economy that we exist in is the attention economy. And that economy is about the eyeballs, who is paying attention to you, how many eyeballs, and how sticky you are, how many people you can garner attention from. And people will go to lengths of being what is known as the court gesture to get your attention, your undivided attention. Please believe that is what's going down. You understand? You have a sitting president who is the king of the trolls. He is part of the attention economy. This is a new economy. All of those rules that people who are antiquated and analog are trying to stand next to are completely outdated. All right. This shit is baggy clothes. It does not fit in this new paradigm. And I'm not saying that the shit that these niggas are doing is a dub, like it's cool and whatnot. But it's not about cool right now. They belong to a demographics. Like I said, this nigga is Wreck-It Ralph. He belongs to a demographic of people who are here to destroy and disrupt this shit from the gate anyway. They don't give a fuck about your culture. They was out here with these niggas wearing high heels and whatnot. These niggas are they're gonna wear rainbow hair. They do everything counterculture to what our people consider the culture, because they're here, they're the antithesis to your thesis. This is aesthetic nihilism. You know what I'm talking about? This is aesthetic nihilism. These niggas celebrate death while we're trying to live. They out here trying to die. This little nigga's trying to die. He has a fucking death wish. Okay, let's be clear. He has a death wish, and if you don't see that, then I'm not here to convince you of anything. You know what I'm talking about? We just not looking through the same pair of glasses. But he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it past a year. That's a fact. And I'm not putting nothing on that young man or whatnot. But I know what I'm looking at. Okay, I know what I'm looking at, and I know that this man is not. He's not comfortable. He doesn't feel safe. He is completely, he has a the guilt is eating him up inside. He could not even articulate himself. He couldn't stand on his fucking words. He was not in his bag. And that song is trash. And hip hop died that day. Right? I don't want to take your lecture, Blue Pill, so I'm not going to go too deep in it. But 3 significant things happened that day. Andre Harrell died. Andre Harrell is the harbinger of all of this shit that you see talking about. It's all about the Benjamins. There's a whole aesthetic that was created because it's the aesthetic nihilism comes out of this whole Benjamins, this whole bad boy tunnel era. That was started by Puffy. Puffy started by Andre Harrell. And then Little Richard died. Little Richard started rock and roll, right? But he also introduced some other things, and I'm not going to get all the way into that. And then the same day, Tekashi comes out breaking records on YouTube, on Instagram Live. He drops a video that is one of the most degrading sad, lower vibrate. I mean, the Boozy lives were more respectful than this fucking video that I saw. Boozy lives had more sauce. They were more respectful than the video that I saw this nigga Tekashi in. Right? So what the people don't factor in is who owns his label. His owner of the label, his name is Elliot Grange. Elliot Grange is Lucian Grange's son. The label's called 10 Oaks. Who's the one who's behind all of this stuff? Who's the one to put the feds on Shotty in them? Elliot Grange. Why? Because that's who they had a shootout with at Felipe's the day that the judge sentenced Tekashi and said you can't say that you in the gang no more and you can't be around the gangsters. They went to go have a meeting with his manager. That's Elliot Grange. They had a shootout in an upper class restaurant uptown, and one of the Bloods got shot by Elliot's bodyguards. That's one of the most powerful men in the industry, son. Elliot Grange. Think about Empire with Lucius, right? Lucius is Elliot is Lucian, right? Lucius, the son is Jesse Smollett, right? The son will be Jesse Smollett. That's the same thing with Lucian Grange or Grange, right? Who's the top dude. You could Google him. He's the number 2 powerful most person in the music industry. Number two, right? Lucian. When they say Lucy, right? When they say Lucy, Lucian. Top of the food chain. His younger son, he has a boutique label called 10 Oaks. He has 2 artists. One is Trippie Redd and the other is Tekashi 6ix9ine. Okay? They don't bring him up. He is protected by the media. He is protected by his father. He is protected by power. He is the power behind Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi is an industry plant. The reason why he is an industry plant is because one of the most powerful people in the industry is behind him. To the point, right? He's so the power, he has so much power behind him that this is what he has the power to do. Because people like Luke, because Liar Cohen is at YouTube, right? Liar Cohen is at YouTube. So that means Israel is at YouTube, right? So that means that anything can happen at YouTube, aka anything. If Liar is at YouTube, and that means that the connection, the big boss is there, right? That means anything can happen because they make things happen. So you could take $1 million and make your video do what it do number-wise, because there's all kind of ways to do it with click farms. There's all kind of ways to make your numbers go ham and break records. If you got the right amount of money, or if you have the right amount of prestige and power as a label head, because the investment that they put in Tekashi, they want to get that back. So they got to build up as much hype as they can, because remember, they knew because of the attention economy, all we got to do is get this nigga's numbers up. And then he starts bragging about his numbers. He don't have to answer for nothing. He's just like, yo, I did numbers. I thought you said I was over. I thought you said I was finished. That's the only thing that he was standing on, was those beefed up numbers, and those numbers could be manipulated. Men lie, women lie, and so do numbers in the internet age. You know that? You niggas been on Fiverr. You know what I'm talking about? Talk black to me. You've been on the dark web. You could buy numbers. You could buy followers. You could buy anything. This whole shit is hackable. So the only thing that he has to stand on is his numbers. That's the new materialism. That's the new, I got this amount of money. Well, at least I got that. Well, look at my this or look at my that. You know, standing on fucking sand. That's not solid. That's finite. You know, that shit has an expiration date. You're not standing on nothing solid. You're a fucking rat. and you're and you're embracing your ratatouille-ness. You know what I'm saying? He's embracing his ratatouille-ness. And that is the day that hip hop takes another fucking L, you know, to the face. Not only did he kill did he kill the quote unquote set that he infiltrated, he destroyed them from within. All right, that he killed them. Okay, there's a war going on behind the walls right now because of this nigga with the sets. Okay, not only did he do that, he is a cancer that is going to kill all of gang culture. Facts. And he is going to expose the hypocrisy. He's going to expose the standards. He's going to expose, he already exposed the hypocrisy. Look at, when I was looking in his live, I looked at the replay of the live to do my research. I'm looking at all of the people in his comments with the blue checks and the industry people, all of the culture vultures, Whoa Vicky, Amber Rose, all of the Peckerwoods, every single one of them, right? Because they are not with that culture that y'all are trying to push. They're with pushover culture. They're with culture vulture. They're with the stripped down version, a homogenized, demasculated version of your culture, a watered down Disney version of the culture where rats, niggas in dresses, and all kind of fuckery exists. They want a Disney World of fucking culture, and that's what's taking place. They're gonna align themselves. Wait till him and fucking Leonard link up one day. Wait till him and Charlemagne the God finally meet up and make a gay porn. These two fucking weirdos and whatnot. Wait till they link up and start smiling at each other. You know, because there's some shit that's on the line with them too. You know what I'm talking about? Because that nigga said that he would do some fornication if Tekashi 6ix9ine came home. Well, that nigga is home. How about that? He's home sitting on a block of cheese with some fucking with some chiclet teeth and looking mad stupid with his stupid looking. Do you know his girlfriend is the chick who put charges on Cardi B? The whole fucking him, Bonnie and Clyde, both of these niggas, Bonnie and fucking Clyde, they both working for the state. The girlfriend is going against Cardi B. She got a case on Cardi B. And this dude got a case on Shotty and the non-Trey in them. Right? They're viruses that have come to basically eat out something that is eroding from within already. He's just a cancer that showed up. He's a fucking white blood cell. All of these trolls, all of these Donald Trumps, all of this coronavirus, none of this stuff is coming from out of anywhere. This shit is a fucking byproduct. This is a mutation of some shit that's been bubbling and broiling, my niggas. You know what I'm talking about? None of this shit is not, this is all attached to each other. This is the times that we live in. The fucking locusts are here to wash you niggas up. You know what I'm talking about? The tornadoes is cutting through, hoping to pick you niggas up. The drought is here to you know, the motherfucking the pestilence is on us. God damn it. You know? And niggas is still faking the funk. They still finding excuses to be fuck niggas in the midst of it all. This is fuck nigga season. You know what I'm talking about? These niggas is running rampant everywhere like fucking rats in New York. They out here. They are out here. That's a fact. But we here. And we can't be concerned with none of that shit, bro. Hip hop is done. It's time to have a fucking conversation about when do we draw the line, because the sludge is beginning to come on shore. It's gonna get all of our feet dirty in a minute. You know what I mean? Where do we draw the line? Because in a minute, everybody gonna be dirty. This shit is a cesspool. You know what I mean? I could do without it. You know what I'm saying? I could do without it. In the midst of all of this, you know, we got to get our vitamin C. We got to get our sea moss. We got to take our echinacea. We got to get on this. You need to control what the fuck you looking at and listening to as well too. That's part of the fucking bundle as well. You have to control who you listen to, what you looking at, what you paying attention to, the shit that you're listening to. That's part of that whole package as well. That's a fact. You know? So, man like Cambada just put out a new video on Black Magic 363, Yahawashah. That's one of the illest videos that I've ever seen. Pure hip hop, all bars, real music, real substance. I mean, you got to go and see the video. Matter of fact, we might watch the video on the way out tonight. You know what I'm saying? We might tap into that video on the way out because I need y'all to see that, right? Showing you a ritual going within. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that you probably never seen on camera before. They brought you into a secret you know, a secret society. You know what I'm talking about? So go and check that out. Make sure you go and listen to some real music. Scorpion King 2020 is coming out on the solstice. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to eBay, brother eBase. Shout out to everybody that was working. Shout out to Songbird. Everybody that was working with me this weekend. We locked in the studio. We was in there for like 2 days finishing up this project because, you know, we all we got. You know what I mean? We all we got. We gotta deliver. We have to deliver. I'm so glad that I didn't release my album before the Rona. I would have been a dub if I put my shit out on my birthday. I'd have been stuck. But now I got shit to talk about, you know. When you don't know what tomorrow is gonna bring, even though I knew that, you know, I wasn't, you gotta remember, a lot of the corona shit was a lot of boss, we sick type of situations going down. Let's keep it a fucking buck. A lot of the corona shit was nigga, we sick. Not I'm sick. Master, we sick. You know. Wait, Tom Hanks is sick? Well, I'm sick too. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Idris Elba is sick? Well, I guess I'm sick too. That's what a lot of that was. That was a lot of Master, we sick. People was walking in the hospital like, ain't I sick? They was like, here, put the ventilator on. You sick? And then there was a lot of people who didn't even die of corona. They just fell into the we sick type of mentality. Everybody was on we sick. But I was like, we who? Nigga, I'm not in France. I went to the UK. I didn't make it to France. I'm going there maybe in May. But nigga, I don't speak French. You know what I'm saying? We good. Yeah, we good. I speak French now. Bonjour, we good. We over here and we immune. We got CMOS. Nigga, we got gold. You know what I'm talking about? We Gucci. We Geechee, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was saying. And then before you even talk about immunity anywhere, you better say that shit. You better affirm it. You better build a fucking aura around yourself and speak that shit. You know what I'm talking about? It starts there. Immune. I'm good. I'm Gucci. You get up every morning. I am this bitch to death. I am healthy. I am great. I am fucking powerful. I am strong. I am the shit. Nigga, I am corona free. Nigga, I'm COVID clean. Look at me. I got motherfucking Alistair Whoopi on me. Talk black to me, nigga. Corona who? Nigga, I'm drinking Coronas right now. Corona rising. I am COVID clean. That's what you affirm. This is about affirmations. You know what I'm talking about? This is about affirmations. Everybody that I know that got cloth, they was good. They was good through this whole ordeal. They was good through the whole ordeal. Some niggas got sick and try to blame me. I say, get your fucking immune system up, brother. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever try to blame me for that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Get on your fucking herbs, my man. Stop eating that chicken. You know what I'm talking about? Shit. Niggas out here eating butt want to blame me when they get sick. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't shit what you eat. Stupid ass Negroes. Ugly ass boy. You know what I'm talking about? How dare you niggas? Niggas be out here bumping their head, bro. Yeah, niggas got bird flu with that Popeye chicken sandwich. We know you niggas was out here sneaking, eating them sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? We know we got you niggas Uber Eat receipts. You niggas was out here eating that fucking Popeye chicken sandwich and got sick. You know what I'm saying? Get on your herbs. We've been trying to help niggas out for eons. How dare you niggas try to fucking besmirch the gods? Nigga, we brought health to you niggas. Fuck is you saying? You niggas was never even talking about health. You didn't even know the significance of it. Have some fucking respect. Word. Yeah. Niggas been essential forever. Since you know me, I've been essential to you niggas. How dare you niggas try to act crazy? Fuck out of here. It been solutions since day one, bitch. Yeah, health is wealth. Health and wealth, knowledge of self. We called it Hawks. Health and wealth, knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? That's all we've been saying. And been living it. Right? And been living it. But then this community is so fucking hateful and backwards, and they don't want to acknowledge. They look over. Which way? Who? Where? You got niggas in my inbox right now trying to sell me sea moss. Yo, Red, I got some moss. I got the powder. I'm like, come on, fam. Y'all niggas is disrespectful, B. Can my brother get a fucking sea moss plaque? You know what I mean? Can you niggas get this nigga some sea moss shares or something? Like, come on, B. Come on. The way that this community be running with cloth, you niggas is all, I think all of y'all used to be boosters. I thought it was just me. The way that y'all be running with cloth, the way that y'all niggas will pop up and try to resell some shit to somebody that introduced it to your bum asses. This shit is crazy. You know what I'm talking about? This shit is crazy. And they'll do it with a straight face. They'll do it with a straight face. All I'm saying is just know, just know, you know, just but let's continue. I digress. You know what I'm saying? I digress. That was my commercial. You know what I mean? I'm my own advertiser. That was my rant for the day. You know, I digress. You know, but one thing that I know is that you gotta tell your motherfucking story in life. Because if you don't tell your story, if you don't lay down the motherfucking law about what the fuck you did in life and your accomplishments, and you timestamp that bitch, and you make sure your shit is written in stone, these niggas will try to come and rewrite every fucking single sentence of this book of life. Because this is about legacy, and everybody's trying to fight to fit themselves in the leading role of the movie, not knowing that you niggas are all co-starring in the motherfucking feature film. But they'll try to write you out. Nigga, you met me 3 hours in the movie. It's not the other way around. The movie wasn't, I didn't show up to the set, nigga. You showed up later on. The movie been filming. Fuck is you saying? You came later on. Like, I don't even want to get in my bag. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to save that for another day. You know? I'm going to save that for another day. But yeah, the project is going to be delivered on a summer solstice, which is also a solar eclipse. The plans as it stands is to be in an open state, right? If Atlanta is an open state, then that's where we'll be at, celebrating the releasing of this project. You know what I'm talking about? And this project been on the burner. It's been on the stove for a good minute, you know? And we cooking, you know? And we cooking. And it's a new sound. So don't look for the same sound that you heard on the first album. That was 4 years ago, and seasons and reasons, and things change. So yeah, we shout out to Cambada, shout out to Blue, shout out to AA and everybody. What about Elon Musk? What about Elon Musk? What about Elon Musk? What do you want to talk about Elon Musk for? Oh yeah, the birds. Yeah, that was mad long ago in Atlanta. Do y'all have y'all signed up to Netflix? The family that's out there, have y'all signed up to Netflix? Make sure y'all sign up to Netflix. All right. Make sure y'all sign up to Netflix. Let me pull that up. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, Professor Griff and Brother Supernova Slum on Thursday. We have the link in the description box. Make sure y'all in the building. I'll be honored to see y'all in the building. All of the students who want to learn something, all of the initiates, all of the students out there who want to get some information, some decoding information, you know, who appreciate the brother Supernova Slum and all of the energy that he brings, the positivity that he shares. Professor Griff, you know, that brother is he's a professor. He's what he says he is, you know what I mean? He's been in this school of knowledge for a very long time, laying it out. And you know, me, I'm a new professor. I just got up in the building, so I'm gonna deliver my version of information, and we're gonna keep it moving. So make sure y'all pull up, all right? And also for the family who didn't see the last lecture that we did, I want y'all to check that out as well. That one is fire. Ascension Protocol 2020. All right. Make sure y'all check that out. Ascension Protocol 2020. You dig? Make sure y'all go and check that out. Yeah, what's up with this Obama gate, man? Damn, Gina. It looked like they're gonna try to take Obama down, bro. Donald Trump told his followers that he was gonna deliver the king. Donald Trump has to feed his base, right? Donald Trump has to feed his base. Somebody said, what's happening? Let me explain to you what's going on with Obamagate. Now, I said it on the show the other day about one of my, a friend of mine who listens to the QAnon people, right? I don't listen to them. I'm not co-signing them. I'm not an adherent of them. I don't follow them. I'm just saying what he told me, and he listens to this, so he knows I'm not lying. He told me on a Monday that Michael Flynn was going to be released on a Thursday, right? This brother, he listens to, different channels on YouTube, and he comes and tells me what's going on with these different channels. So he told me about the QAnon, and he said, yo, Red, Michael Flynn is coming home on Thursday. And when Michael Flynn comes home, that's going to be the countdown to the motherfucking Obama getting locked up for the treason. Because of what happened with Flynn and all of them, and then going back to the Pizzagate, the Benghazi shit, the emails, Podesta, Clinton, they want Obama's head on a pike. Now, think about it, right? Think about Donald Trump's base. Think about all of the people who went through 8 years of pure hatred of Obama. They created the Tea Party. Donald Trump got down with them as a birther. They were saying he was from Kenya. They were doing all kind of shit. They were linking up, trying to go up against this man because they wanted this dude to be taken down. The Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, all of these people, Steve Bannon, Breitbart. I mean, he had a motherfucking hit team on his tails. Alex Jones, he helped to galvanize the same way that Trump might help galvanize Negroes of a knuckle dragger persuasion to begin to wake up and become the proverbial sleeping giants. That is the same thing that Obama did for the knuckle dragger, white trash trailer park who were radicalized and became unified underneath the quote unquote banner of white nationalism. And then and then Trump came in as a lightning rod who spoke their language, who understood who they identified as one of their own, because they obviously seen them in places where only they be at. And, he basically roped them in. So this base that he feeds, right? Same way that you could feed a pig pen of pigs, you know, people, you know, you could feed them bodies or you could feed them meat and they eat it up. You could throw pieces of meat into a farm of catfish and they'll just devour it like piranhas. Well, shit, that's the same thing that Donald Trump want to do with this Negro from this Muslim. Remember, the same shirt that the dude who shot Ahmad, right, a brother with a Muslim name, the shirt said Muhammad is a lie, right? Right? The shooter, McDonald, who was the policeman. This is the people from Georgia who just shot the brother in Georgia in cold blood, right? Who they're saying they're gonna get off based off of the quote unquote Georgia's the laws of Georgia between being able to legally arm yourself, being able to conduct a citizen's arrest based off of this brother going into trespassing into private property and whatnot. So I saw a video with a black ex-police officer. You probably saw it too. He was laying down some facts. Now I'm waiting for the rebuttal, right? I'm waiting for one of these Instagram lawyers to pop out with the rebuttal. But from what I heard him say, he got the gears in my mind thinking, and I was like, damn, these white boys might be able to pull a Zimmerman. Now they got a sister that's going to be on the prosecution, so we'll see. This is another episode of we'll see, right? This is just theater. But anyway, hold on a minute. Hold on. So the dude McDonald had a shirt on that said Allah or Muhammad is a lie, and he took a picture next to a governor, right? So if a black man had a shirt that said Jesus is a fag, and he took a picture with a politician, wouldn't people be up in arms about that? Wouldn't they be like, yo, the politician has to denounce this person because this person is clearly a bigot. This person is disrespecting a religious figure. So for a person to say Muhammad is a lie, and then the mother said that people in the neighborhood knew her son, Ahmad. So that means that the McDonald's knew that that black man's name was Ahmad. He has a shirt on that says Muhammad is a lie. So he's hate Muslims so much, this nigga went to see the governor with a fucking shirt that said Muhammad is a lie. He knew that the governor wouldn't chastise him. He knew that the government wouldn't be like, son, what the fuck are you wearing? You know what I mean? We don't do that over here. We ain't no haters. We don't hate on a whole religion because we know them niggas will knock your head off for shit like that. We don't want to bring no smoke on us because we don't want nobody wearing a shirt that says that Jesus is fucking down with Black Lives Matter, LBGT. So he obviously knows that the governor hates Muslims as well. And then he killed a man with a Muslim name, or his son killed him for that matter, but he hunted him down. And there's no telling that he did not know who that man was and what his name was, considering his mother said that he runs through the neighborhood all the time. And we know how Europeans are. They got the 411 on every fucking melanated nappy head Negro around them. They know your name, your middle name, the hospital that you was born in. They collect intel. So this is Trump's base. That's Trump's base. Those are the same people who hated Obama because his middle name was Hussein. Those are the same people who to this day are saying that Obama is a Muslim implant. Those are the same people to this day would not mind Obama's head on a chopping block. And Donald Trump promised them that. And he is trying his best to deliver that. So people are like, what is Obamagate? Obamagate is the possibility in a fucking quantum universe that they gonna Ed Starks that nigga. That's Obamagate. Obamagate is the possibility that in the near future that they might Ed Starks your boy. And if anybody saw Game of Thrones, you know what the fuck happened to Ed Starks. Because there's a ritual in masonry. It's called the killing of the king. Okay? It's called the killing of the king. So all of the power that that man represents, all of the prestige that that man represents, all of the energy that that man represents, all of the potential that that man represents. Remember, it ain't too many niggas left. They done took down the majority of them. They done pulled down the majority of our statues. It's a few left. He's one of them. If they send that nigga up, if you see Obama in handcuffs, if they put a case on Obama, oh man, you niggas is gonna lose your mind. Ned Stark. Yeah, not Ed Stark. Ned Starks. They chopped his head off. Ned Starks. Remember the Kanye Dark Twisted Fantasy where he has the king's head with the sword through it? That's the actual card that they play. Pay attention. A.A. Rashid prophesied that in Avatarzan. Shout out to A.A. Good. We're going to have a smoke break. This is hemp, CBD. This is not what you think. Don't tell my mother. So, yeah, man. There's a lot of things going on. You know, Black people are still not unified and are still coming up with reasons to not be unified. Something magical took place this weekend, and 700,000 of us got to witness it. There's 700 of us right now. So 700,000 people got to witness Jill Scott and Erykah Badu come together and not, quote unquote, embarrass Black people. 700,000 people got to finally see two Black women being civil towards each other and loving towards each other, not cursing each other out, not throwing bottles at each other, not scratching each other, not being shady towards each other, not being side-eyed towards each other, not being slick towards each other, not being petty towards each other, not being low fucking down and dirty towards each other, not being all kind of, sassy towards each other. They saw two fucking queens conduct themselves in the way that we were told queens were supposed to conduct themselves, but we haven't seen that on primetime television in a very long time. So the shit looked weird to us. It looked different. And women finally got to see what that shit's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be like that all the time. Not saying that it's not saying that it is. But I loved what I saw. It was a healing energy. It was right on time. It solidified why Mother's Day is what it is and why y'all are who y'all are. Y'all are the great healers. You are the great nurturers. You are the great mother. The great mama energy is what we need. is what's going to take us. We saw the men come together. Hardy hard, right? It was cute. But the energy that those two women represented, and I'm not talking about any women. Sorry. Because Foxy Brown and Little Kim, it would probably be civil, but it wouldn't feel like that. I'm talking about hearing black women talk about wisdom, talk about love. Jill Scott was dropping gems without the fucking music playing. She was like, yo, I ain't into no traditional holidays. I don't do Mother's Day. I don't give my energy to that. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on here? I thought Erica was gonna come with that bar. You know what I'm saying? They were role playing. So we need more of that. I could do that. We could do that every Sunday, Mona Scott. You know what I'm talking about? We need more of that. We need that shit to multiply. You know what I'm talking about? Give me that Savage remix. I want that. Let me get Savage remix with fucking Erica. She could be a Savage Bruja or a Savage Goddess. But we need that energy. We need healing. And the men is not going to be able to do it. And then we could see the male and the female principle come together, and that'll be the motherfucking icing on the cake. But we need to see that was healing. I was able to reconcile with some of my demons through that fucking live stream. How about that? On the Scorpio moon. That was magical. That was the energy that we needed on Scorpio. Scorpio is about those two women right there. You know what I'm talking about? The mystery, the mysteriousness, the sensuality, the sexuality, but the sapiosexualness, the intellect, the depths of both of them. This is 2020. Yeah, this is a duo. This is duo. You know what I mean? We're doing a duo where it's about the two. So they was doing what they was giving us mama energy. Big sister energy. You know what I mean? You know, goddess energy. And then they had the music to go with it. They had the vibration, they had the frequency to back it up. They had classics that are time capsules, took us back to our innocence, took us back to days before we became savage, took us back to earlier relationships, took us back to our quote unquote, our innocence and our ignorance, or our quote unquote innocence and our ignorance when we were even more conscious than we may be now. In your ignorance, while you were listening to Erica and Jill, getting these lessons that we're teaching you later on in life in a different way or a different angle, or applying it to different circumstances, but you was getting your preliminaries all the way back then. The same thing that you discovered when you listen to the Wu-Tang, when you listen to RZA versus Premier, and you heard the lyrics again, you understood them more. They were more relatable now. They were more in time with now, and you realize, oh shit, I was getting the lessons back then. I didn't know what the Bhagavad Gita was, but them niggas was saying that in the Wu-Tang, and I was rapping that, and I didn't know that. But now I know what that is. So now, you know, so it's about growth. It's about maturity. It's about us all growing. This is us all growing together. This is a wonderful time. This was a wonderful experience. This was a wonderful experiment. Fuck that. This is event 777. This is not event 201, niggas. This is event 666 and 777. This is the Ascension Protocol, nigga. We came up. How about that? How about we came up? Talk black to me. You know what I'm talking about? Black people came up. We gonna be all right. This summer gonna be super lit, nigga. We in the soaring 20s. We're not in the depression. Then AA dropped this for me. We're gonna hit a depression 100 years to the year that we hit a depression last 100 years ago. And that was like 27, 28. Nigga, this is the soaring 20s. This shit is about to be lit. Don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm talking about? Don't get it fucked up. This summer's about to go ham. And I'm not talking about the swine either. Hard as a motherfucker. This summer's about to go ham. This thing about to turn up. You know that. You know that. So this was a plus. Like, it's Ramadan too. Don't be complaining. We gained some powerful ancestors into the ancestor realm that we're paying homage to, and we're going to keep them super alive, and we're going to edify them and finish their works. We gained some new ancestors, you know what I mean, who came to this planet to do the work. You know, a bunch of our people, the sleeping giants, have woken up. Their eyes is open. They like, fuck that. What's popping? I ain't taking no vaccination. I'm not taking Western medicine. You know, I'm down with the herbs and whatnot. I want the liquid gold. I want that sea moss that the pills got. You know what I'm talking about? I want them herbs that KT, the arch degree got. You know, I want to electrify my body. I want to get my body popping. I want to get my health up. I want to live longer. I want to reverse my aging process. Shit like that. You know, I want to have children at 80, like Sabi. It's all possible. And now we live in a time where the babies are going to be introduced to Sabi. He's going to be a household name. You know, then more master teachers will be introduced to the masses, and people will benefit off of that. We know about all of the quote unquote gangsters from our tribes and whatnot. We know about all of the quote unquote gang bangers. We know about all of the killers and whatnot. But what about the healers? What about the people that brought life? We know about the people that took life. What about the people that brought life? You know, let's begin to celebrate them, and then they'll begin to celebrate us. So I'm Operation. I already told the family I'm on Operation Quiet Town, Tie It Down. I'm in a quiet town, and I want to tie it down. You know what I'm saying? I want to open up juice bars and food deserts. I want to open up workspaces where there's unemployment. I want to put food trucks where people look like they need to eat at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to bring life into quiet towns the same way that New Yorkers brought death into these towns. You dig? That's what I want to do. Hold on. That's what I want to do. I want to reverse the curse. You know? I want to reverse the curse. The same way that a New Yorker's mind, because I'm a New Yorker by heart. I could go anywhere on the planet, and the way that I look around, the way that I see my environment is from a New Yorker's perspective. And that's something that's, you know, I'm not being braggadocious or whatever. Any New Yorker that's hearing me, you understand what I'm talking about. We have a way of seeing things. So the same way that New Yorkers was chilling, slumped back in their seats, collective masterminds wasn't one of them. It was a bunch of them. Masterminds, criminal masterminds, criminology, like Raekwon talks about. We was raised on a Godfather, Scarface, Superfly, blaxploitation, mafia. You know what I'm talking about? The real mafia, Gotti and them, like criminology. So you had people driving through different towns with work in the trunk, you know, and they start setting up shop. And they set up operations. They set up intricate operations. You know what I mean? And they brought a quote unquote, they brought a culture to places that didn't have that culture before. They didn't have they might have had drug culture, but they didn't have the culture the way that we was giving it up. They didn't experience that. You know, a lot of New Yorkers went to quiet towns and tied it down, and they brought death and destruction, and they brought decadence. You know what I mean? They brought a double crossing way of life to places, and they turned out some places. So, and this is the late 80s. This is the 90s. They brought murder. They brought violence. They brought gunplay. They brought robbery, kick-ins, tying them up, laying niggas down. The juxes that we used to do in New York, stick-ups that we would do in New York, niggas, they exported that. And I'm not saying that that wasn't going on in different places, but you wherever you're going to go, you're going to bring your environment with you. So quiet town, tie it down. Now when you go and ride through these quiet towns, these quiet towns are stuck in time. Okay? These towns that these brothers brought the surge of violence to: Richmond, Portsmouth, Hampton, Greensboro. Where these are all the spots that New York niggas ravaged and ran through and brought, that, and there was dudes out there too. This was just part of the coke route. This is part of the crack route. This is part of the get money route, I-95. And it claimed thousands of lives, thousands upon thousands of gods and goddesses. I'm talking about real thorough people lost playing that game. They lost hands playing. Some of them is working, in non-essential jobs right now. Some of them is quote unquote not with us. Right? Yeah, y'all know what it is. I mean, when we do roll call, a lot of the places this like, yo, we in the building, y'all understand quiet town, tie it down. Somebody came to your town and they brought the culture, they brought the vulture culture, they brought pestilence, they brought death. You know what I mean? In exchange for material wealth, in exchange for quote unquote flossing, in exchange for the Benjamins. But that shit slowed up. It began to, it took more than it gave. It took more than it gave. Now you live in a narco state. Now it's out of control. Now prostitution is the play. Now the youth are out there murdering each other with military weapons. Now now some of your areas gangland. Now it's basically being occupied, terrorized. Now you're under siege in some area. Now, you know what I mean? Like, and then the shit looks like it's frozen in time in some places. It's dilapidated in some places. So how is that a positive? How is that a positive? How is that a plus? How could somebody say that, that we could continue that? No, you have to reverse that now. So these same places where all of this happened, because this is not about crying over spilled milk. This is not about lambasting what somebody did, because what happened. That's history. What we could do now, though, is we could collectively go to these places and begin to breathe life back into these places, because we have the keys of life now. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of keys, but we could go with the basics, and that's health. You know what I'm talking about? And that's wealth. You know what I'm talking about? And that's knowledge itself. You know what I'm talking about? And that comes in many different facets. Many different facets. It breaks down into many different categories. It is expansive. Health is a multi-billion-dollar marketplace. This we know. You know what I'm talking about? They don't want us to know, but this we know. Wealth, the acquisition of it, the investment of it, the securing of it, the digitization of it, the cryptoization of it, the decentralization of it, all of these things we know. We have information, we have a network that is in the know. So we are going to apply these things. These things can be applied, especially in a quiet town. That's when it really can pop. Especially in a place where people need different income streams, you know, but they're willing to work together. You know, they're willing to work together. They have a sense of unity and community, right? Then in a quiet town, like a town that I'm passing through, where there's empty warehouses, right? These are Rust Belt towns, meaning that these towns used to be bustling in production, and the quote unquote machines of production, or the quote unquote the buildings in which this productions were taking place, these buildings are still standing. Most of these buildings are vacant, or these buildings are empty, or these buildings are for sale. And some of these buildings even have the machinery in it. But if it doesn't, this machinery is not far out of our reach. So you mean to tell me in a town where there's high unemployment, if you're able to bring work to this town where you're paying people by the gig, meaning that if I pay you, you know, a certain amount of money to make a certain amount of shirts, or a certain amount of products, or if I pay you a certain amount of money a day to, you know, we bring labor to these towns, we bring work to these towns, because at the end of the day, they're producing the kind of products and the things that we need as a community or as a network to function. And we're utilizing a circulation, we're utilizing the network to support each other. So simple things like t-shirts, you know what I mean? Simple things like clothing. You know, it's 7 days in a week. So, you know, you could drip for 7 days of the week with 7 different designers from the network. But all of this could be done by people who need money, by people who are able-bodied men and women, because you don't need a degree to press the machine. You know what I'm talking about? You don't need a degree to ship out some goods for us. You don't need a degree to quote unquote cut some vinyl. You don't need a degree to quote unquote edit a video. This is called Fiverr.com. This is taking place right now. It's called a gig economy. People are paying people $5 to make logos, $5 to do voiceovers, $5 to quote unquote, you know, do green screen videos for them, $5 for intro videos, all of this stuff. Peopleforsale.com. I mean, all of these things exist. Like I said, if you bring the gig economy, if you bring the startup economy, if you bring the maker economy, if you bring all of these different economies into a quote unquote quiet town, it's important to do it in a quiet town first, because you want to be able to scale. So why not start on a smaller scale first and then grow, and then you go into cities and whatnot. But this is the plan. This is a part of the Facts Initiative. Quiet town, tie it down. You know what I mean? And please don't run with the cloth. We got loss protection out there looking at all you niggas. You know what I'm talking about? You don't want to get a visit from loss protection. You know, don't run with the cloth. But that's what needs to happen. We need to apply our intellect, our masterminds, the same way that we applied our intellect and our masterminds to put these towns under motherfucking spells of death and darkness. We need to apply the same thing as creatives. We need to apply the same energy as conscious, quote unquote, woke people who got, so much opinions and so much information that they have on the, under their fucking cap, that they need to start disseminating that shit in the places that need it, not on the internet, in these fucking trenches, my G, in these food deserts. Go plant a fucking seed or something. How about that? With all of the alkaline water you got access to, go pour that shit on some seeds and grow a tree or something. Because everybody needs to fucking do something at the end of the day. You know what I'm talking about? Because everybody played their part in fucking this shit up, didn't they? And if you didn't have a hand in it, well, goddamn it, you should have a hand in doing whatever you've been doing, and that's with regentrifying and beautifying this shit. So continue to do what you do, but we need to put some kind of we need to put a glow up on our communities. We need to turn this shit around. And we have the power, the capability, the time, the manpower, the resources, the ingenuity, right? And the motherfucking wherewithal to do this shit. Real talk. So make sure y'all sign up to facts2020.org. I'm going to put the website up here, facts2020.org. You know what I mean? Because, we're going to start rolling out the initiative for the Quiet Town, Tie It Down. We got 20 for 20. That's another thing that's coming. We're working. We're working. Just, walk with us. You know what I mean? Walk with us. As you can see, as you walk with us, things will begin to level up and change and switch up for the better, because that's how this shit works. You got to start from somewhere in order to get somewhere, so you have a motherfucking measurement. I got to be able to look back at the grainy videos to be like, look at me. Nigga, mama, I made it. Look at where I'm at now. I'm in virtual. I'm in virtual. I'm 3D out this bitch. Because that's what's coming. Don't get comfortable with this shit right here. 3D is coming. But yeah, I ain't gonna keep y'all for too long. I can't be here all night. But the music, it's very important that y'all support real music. You cannot be on the sidelines anymore and just hating on people and not wanting them to succeed because of your whatever inferiority complex you have with seeing the next man win. No, you got to let that shit go. Support conscious music. Don't say that there's not good MCs out there, because there are. Cambada is one of the best artists that's out here. Red Pill and Blue Pill, one of the best artists that are out here. My brother AA, one of the best. You know what I'm talking about? If y'all let Griselda recognize who AA was. They got him all on their projects. A whole bunch of other people outside of it. So why don't the community recognize and support that brother? Look at his merch. This is his merch. Y'all don't understand. Shit is collector's items. We're creating collector items. Hold on, let me show you something. Somebody said rap is booty music. Make sure y'all go. Woo. See that see-through? We got the jewelry. Okay, let me see. Hopefully this is not see-through. Yeah, check out the site though. You know, check out the site. We got, you know, it's just some stuff. King's Con. Let me put the site up there. I do not know. For all of my people signing up for the Forex, make sure y'all hit that up right there. Shout out to all of my stream chasers that are signed up to the Forex. Check your emails. Check your emails. Check your spam folders because we sent out a mass email to all of the signees. Check it out. It has information in there that I need y'all to check out. All right. For the Cash App, the Phil Moreland right there for the Cash App. Thank you in advance. All right. Netterflix. Go and sign up to Netterflix, become a subscriber, and you know, enjoy the information in there. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave tonight. I'm going to play my brother Cambada's video and brother Rich, because I'm just a nice guy like that. You know what I'm talking about? Gotta support the brothers and let the family know that there's some powerful music out there, because you know music is key. You could get lost in the music, and that's a good thing. Regardless of anything, Little Richard, he created the genre of rock and roll. He's a genius for that, right? Little Richard ushered in a sound that was considered, you know, revolutionary at its time, when people were not even into, you know, secular music or whatever they called it. And he's to be commended for that. You know, it's a shame that the Beatles, Elvis Presley, and all of them came and ran with his cloth and made billions of dollars off of that shit. But you know, salute to that brother. And Andre Harrell. Now, I would never go on record ever and try to shit on Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, right? Early P. Diddy shit, like Total, and you know that party stuff. That shit ain't harm nobody. You know what I'm talking about? The Puffy era that I'm kind of skeptical about is after Biggie died. That's when I was looking at that nigga like, fam, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's going on with you? And then with the Shine and other things, like, so Puffy, early, Bad Boy, you know, there's a case, you know, with the whole Clive Davis shit though. You know, Clive Davis's interference with Arista, that's was highlighted because Clive Davis is an agent. So anything that Clive Davis is behind, like the Bad Boy label, it has to be looked with heavy scrutiny because Clive Davis is a fucking plant, right? Clive Davis was behind the CIA paper on how to invade R&B, and he was the one who went and took Gamble and Huff, and he successfully invaded into a black-owned conglomerate, which was soul music, and they started to break that shit up and own it from that point forward. That was Clive Davis's work. He has blood on his hands. Okay, he went and did the dirty work for the government. So with him being the one who signed off on Arista, I mean, that signed off on Bad Boys and whatnot, that made everyone look at Bad Boys like, is this basically a tool or a machine of the Clive Davis quote unquote empire? And lo and behold, in the midst of it all, it was. Look at all of those fucking artists that got ran through Bad Boy. They got eaten up. They got spit up. They got spit out and whatnot. You know, at the end of it, you know, the quote unquote the dominating sound and the dominating aesthetics, right, of the 90s, you know, was coming out of, you know what I mean, out of that Andre Harrell putting on Puff Daddy, right? It all links back to that shit right there because P. Diddy, or Puff Daddy for that matter, is an intricate central figure in a lot of this quote unquote reality that exists within the genre or within the quote unquote existence of hip hop. He is a quote unquote architect. He is a key maker. He is a quote unquote, he is one of the architects. He wrote a code. That code that you see going down, that people down south is on, where it's all about the, you know, the Versace, the Louis, the designer, the Lambos, the foreigns, the ice, the gang, all that shit, all that Migos shit, all that poppin' college shit, all that shit. That's all Puffy. That's all Tunnel era, Bad Boys era. That's all coming out of the P Diddy era. That's a fact. Let's not be. Let's not get it. You know. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. You know, that's an aesthetic. That's an aesthetic. And that aesthetic was formed during the Bad Boy era, affectionately known as the Tunnel era. I speak about this on many occasions. And for anything to ever change, whoever is the head of that snake, they would have to change because it came through them. It came through them. So Andre Harrell, by him making the transition, we have to say that he's part of that era. So him making transition is the ending of that era. You know, he's intricately connected to the money holes and clothes, the shiny suit theory, the Bad Boy era, Puff Daddy, Biggie Smalls, Craig Mack, Little Kim. Every tree that grows out of P. Diddy, it was planted by Andre Harrell. Okay? But then even going further back to that, what trees did Little Richard plant? What trees did Little Richard plant? What was his hands in? Pause. What was he responsible for? What was his archetype and what does he represent? And why are so many people who are considered to be quote unquote LBGT dying now? That's my question. It's a whole bunch of them. Why are they all of a sudden just dying off? I'm wondering. I'm seeing a pattern. A whole bunch of them had the COVID and the corona, and a lot of them are dying. And this was within the last 30 days. So, you know, those were significant losses in the scheme of things. Those are significant losses, you know. And then, like I said, on the same day, you have a young Mexican, right? You can't even talk about the rainbow hair. That's a bygone. We already spoke about rainbow hair don't mean nothing. This is a Mexican confidential informant. This is a Mexican federal and not even a this is a federal informant. A federal informant, right? A straight up federal informant, a snitch, went live and had 2 million people on his live to just say some stupid shit. To say, yo, I snitched on the people who tried to kill me, slept with my wife, and was taking my money. So then I would say, well, fucking retard, doofus, Rufus the doofus. You didn't know that these niggas was pieces of shit before you brought them around your baby mama? You didn't know that these niggas was pieces of shit before you brought them into your life? You didn't know bullshit attract bullshit. Y'all look like y'all was real comfortable with each other though. Because when you were running around provoking all kind of violence, provoking all kind of people to put their life in danger and whatnot, you seem real comfortable with that. So now you playing, now you throwing rocks and hiding your hand. That is the fucking telltale sign of a coward. You couldn't even fess up to the fact that you did some fuck shit and then you did some extra fuck shit to get out of some fuck shit that you did. You know what I'm talking about? And then you trying to lie to the people. And then, like I said, the people at this point, not only are they finicky, they've been fake. They've been fugazi. You know what I'm talking about? They've been fuck nigga. The majority, I'm just saying, a lot of people in the audience been moist. They've been unofficial. And then people like Tekashi, he's good for the culture because he brings them out. He'll expose them because they can't hold themselves back for long before they expose themselves. You dig? So that's what happens. I'm just sitting back saying, okay, that's what's up. You know, that's what's up. But in the culture that's considered a deaf culture, where the morals already went out the window, right? Where everything went out the window, where niggas party in clubs with men who got full-grown Philadelphia beards, right? And they wearing Louis Vuittons or Jimmy Choos and whatnot. And you got people who consider themselves to be real niggas in the vicinity, right? In the same spot, turning up, you know. They got on a quote unquote turn up face and whatnot around, you know, weirdos or around people who they never would be around before. So, man, the game been changed. The rules been went out the window. Our niggas is up north getting married. You know what I'm talking about? The rules been out the window. So as a result of that, people like this young boy is going to expose the hypocrisies that exist within the deaf culture, because he's not playing by the rules anymore. He's a rogue agent. He's Wreck-It Ralph, breaks the internet. Wreck-It Ralph. Go and watch Wreck-It Ralph, the second one, when he became a virus. If anybody saw that, press 1. He's Wreck-It Ralph. He's a virus. Now you get to see how a virus works in real time. But he's just a troll. He's a troll in the attention economy. So he already set the stage for Attention Economy 2020. That's coming real soon. We're going to have fun with this. You know, I'm sure we're going to be able to have a more juicier side of the story by time Attention Economy 2020 comes around. But I might, yeah, we're going to have the original Attention Economy that I did with Black Magic 363. We're going to have that on Netflix. So you can see the original demonstration when we laid down. I think it was like 3 hours. I did a wonderful demonstration, a class, a lecture on the attention economy. And Tekashi 6ix9ine was on the cover. Why? Because of who he represents and who he is, and how the attention economy is basically, if it was a person, it would be that weirdo, you know. And the way that this internet thing is set up, the new villain is redefined. You know, the villain is redefined. You know what I'm talking about? You know, so we'll just see. You know what I mean? We'll see. But hold on, let me go ahead and pull up this song. Give me 1 second. Let me see something. All right, I'm gonna leave y'all with this.
Need workers' comp insurance? Get Next Insurance.
See y'all.
100,000 customers with great prices.
I see all of y'all that come to class. I'll see y'all on Thursday. Make sure y'all check the blue pill out tomorrow. Talk Tuesday.
Thought I told you I was high. I'm your was I. Waving Allah high, but Allah was shy. Wanna watch your eyes, I was so wise. Para aqua for the copy bind. You gotta die to get the knowledge that dua provides. I botanize psychotropics that are not prescribed. Tonics I concocted in my Emerald Lagasse prime. You wanna try, it's not a wine, it's a quiet taste. I describe it swallow when a shot of slime. Toxic in a lot of guys, vomit, traumatized, not surprised. Psychedelic show you got inside, not disguised. Tripping on the yacht that Willie
Wheeler. Boo, 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 boo. Wheeler. That's Uncle Hank right there. That's the lab.
Thought I told you I was high. I'm your was I. Waving Allah high, but Allah was shy. Wanna wash your eyes, I was so wise. Para aqua for the copy bind. You gotta die to get the knowledge that dua provides. I botanize psychotropics that are not prescribed. Tonics I concocted in my Emerald I see prime. You wanna try, it's not a wine, it's a quiet taste. I describe it swallow when a shot of slime. Toxic in a lot of guys, vomit, traumatized, not surprised. Psychedelic, show you got inside, not disguised. Tripping on the yacht that Willy Wonka rides. A nightmare to you is like Nirvana for the shaman guy. Qualified, thrived in demonic, diabolic binds. Buddha Theravada, Maharishi with a ganja shrine. Chronic with the crystals in the soil, got it modified. Stronger than exotic hydroponic kinds. Got it if you wanna buy. Sour to the chocolate tie. Whatever I don't got in stock arrives when the flowers dry. Keep us in the garden where the seeds don't ever blossom. Cause the bees that give them pollen just forgot to fly. Chakra rise from the sacrum if you got a spine. 33 vertebrae are levels that you gotta climb. Chrono-wise, I'm Muhammad when personified. Anunnaki, I jotted the gospels to Masonics hide. Got assigned a name, a word, the word God implies a word. Words cannot interpret cause I'm not defined. $, one comma sign, 3 zeros in a comma sign. 3 zeros followed by a dotted line by the signs. Stock a rocket, you can watch it rise. Profit-wise, got the kind of credit you cannot deny. $, one comma sign, 3 zeros in a comma sign. 3 zeros followed by a dotted line by the signs. Monetize until the power's mine. Got the prize, said this money mantra about 1,000 times. Never asked permission, I apologize. You know it sees you, then it's not a crime. Struggle up the ladder, now I'm on the slide. I was on the ground, now I'm on the sky. Thought I told you I was high. I'm your how was I. Waving Allah high, but Allah was side. 5, hidden non-fiction and a novel lie. Quantified, babble from the tower in a phonic rhyme. Lexicon, upper echelon, and beyond divine. Proselyte, the records of Akashics got optimized. Wrote the code and got it optimized to fit a quantum drive. Hyperbolic guy, could live a year before you got the vibe. I was like I altered all the clocks and made them all rewind. Future John Connor vibe, Doc Brown car design. Listening to Carter 9, fiddling with Father Time. Sinning with a concubine, women on Wakanda vine, witnessing LeBron Kawhi, Biggie with a pot combined, squad is all in line, throwing Gog in my Gog arrive. Enoch not alive, Metatron, Kabbalah scribe, prophesize when Nostradamus tried, from the towers to the Columbine, vision like a pigeon on the power line, Earth a Tamagotchi that we locked inside, cross seas, bullet cross T's, then they dot your eyes, shot the swine, got away with murder like a Shonda Rhimes homicide, chalk the body line, make a Nazi sign, Holocaust, where the ancestors of my Abba died, Amistad, float on the river, the Black Madonna cry. $, one comma sign, 3 zeros in a comma sign. 3 zeros followed by a dotted line by the signs. Stock a rocket, you can watch it rise. Profit-wise, not the kind of credit you cannot deny. $, one comma sign, 3 zeros in a comma sign. 3 zeros followed by a dotted line by the signs. Monetize until the power's mine. Got the prize, said this money mantra about 1,000 times. A wise man once said patience is a virtue. But time is a relentless force, and waiting too long can result in you missing your opportunity to become God. I waited too long, half of everyone I knew gone. They waited too long, now the hottest niggas getting lukewarm. I waited too long, now the fool gone. If I starved, then the whole crew starved, then the good niggas school horns. Now they all lost, looking for a new law. Take it too long, but I'm getting better every new song. Put a new song, cause the little niggas making you small. You waited too long, already died, and I came back as a newborn. Too strong like a wolf dog when the full moon's on.